Hello and welcome to the live lounge. Oh, we have someone from Australia. Hi, Sarah. So good to see you all the way from Australia. Oh, I haven't seen you for years. Oh, she's one of our lovely friends and Reiki students in England. Oh, I feel a bit emotional. I wasn't expecting that. So welcome, beautiful souls, to the very first 2021 live lounge show. I'm Caroline Crawford.
And I'm Paul Crawford.
And we just extend you a really warm welcome. Thank you so much for being here with us. We really appreciate it. So tonight's show is all about the power of intentions. Our beautiful soul sister, Christine, is going to be joining us later with her take on intentions, and we really look forward to that. As always, our sparkling soul sister Christine, she's up there waiting, and we will be going through some tips and techniques. One little announcement we have to make: we are from now on just going to be running the show once a month, and it will be the third Wednesday of each month, but we'll always remind you. So that's for now, because we have so much going on as well. If you did want to look at any meditations or, spiritual teachings in between the shows, Paul and I both have a channel. I've got Caroline Crawford on YouTube. I think it's Spirit of Love. Yeah. There's lots of guided meditations, some channeled light transmissions on there. And Paul has a variety of
it's Paul Crawford Timeless Teachings. And Christine also has her own channel. But if you go to our SoulCrew.biz website, you'll find a connection, a link to all of our websites there. So you can get your fix from us for in between shows.
Yeah. So the power of intentions. This is something we use a lot, and I know this is absolutely one of Paul's favourites. So Paul is going to get the ball rolling this evening, and off we go with the power of intentions. Over to Paul.
Well, I think for me, intention is everything. And it's something that we often discuss and we say it in everyday life. Oh, what's your intention for this or intention for that? Yeah. But intention is at the heart of our creative power. And that creative power resides within us at our source, of our soul, our spirit, however you want to think of it. And when we connect ourselves to that element of who we are, and start to state our intention, we actually start to expand that greater strength, a greater clarity, and a greater unity of what those desires are, because those desires as well have an infinite amount of possibilities, because we are infinite beings.
Yeah. And I was going to say, I think it's good to clarify, because sometimes there is some confusion around intentions. Now, intentions are not goals. They are different. A goal is usually more task orientated, whereas intentions, once we understand them, we accept that what we are intending is actually inherent within us. And we sort of set that ball rolling through a synchronicity of events, that then our intention plays out either through our day or on a wider scale through our life, and on a really big scale with the collective consciousness in the world. So stating our intentions, we sort of then become to resonate with it once we'll talk about it later, once we get any doubts out of the way as well.
And for me, it's about bringing into play those infinite possibilities, but not so much, the way I see it, it's not so much about what possessions do I want and things like that. It's more about my development, becoming the best possible version of myself, using the power of my intentions. And it's allowing myself to connect to that energy. And then, because everything is connected, and the intention is the cause, which creates the thought and the energy and everything else, and then that creates the effect. So everything in life is about a cause and effect. So even if we're not consciously aware of what our intentions are, there's still going to be the effect of our intentions.
Yeah, through that cause and effect. Now, and also, like Paul said, it isn't just about, you know, as we said, it isn't goals, it isn't setting things. It's more about setting things of how you want to live your day, how you want to live your life. So when you set a positive intention, and I always do it every single morning without fail, and it's more of an outlook, of an attitude, rather than starting your day with a feeling of dread, you know, especially with what's been taking place out in the world at the moment. You know, we've got this huge pandemic that, you know, who would have known that January 2021, it's still going on. Now there's new strains. So we need to keep that really positive, optimistic, hopeful outlook in our life. And if we can start our day with that, you'll find that that energy then precedes you, and your day will be a bit brighter. It will run a bit more smoothly. You know, it's like a car. You've got to put the fuel in, you've got to put the engine, you've got to sit behind that wheel, or you're not going to go anywhere. But if you set your intention in a positive way, that creative energy, as we said, that comes from within your soul, from your heart, will precede you, and it will manifest throughout your day, as long as we said, you get any doubts out of the way. It's a crystal clear intention with no attachment to the outcome. That's the other important thing, because once we start wanting things, you know, to happen in a certain way, and it's got to be this way, and that's what I want, you know, we kind of shut down that flow of energy. And as Paul said, you know, intentions are the creative force within us, and that creative force has no limits.
No. And if you're defining things, if you're putting things into a box, then you're really stifling that creativity. Creativity lives in the infinite expansion of life. And the more that you can firstly open yourself up to and accepting that you are an infinite being, that you're an infinite being with infinite possibilities, with infinite creativity, infinite love. And the stronger that you can connect to that, the more you can align to that, the more empowered you become in your intentions, or with your intentions. And the power that you have is in the now. It's always in the now. And I don't know if any of you saw the Facebook post or with the email invite that we sent out. I had a little picture there of the Buddha.
I thought you were going to say the cat. I like the one with the cat.
Yeah, well, I like the one with the cat. I try and make them a little bit different each week. But on there, as I just double check my notes.
But that cat was paused, wasn't it? And cats have a laser in focus. When
I basically was saying that who you are now is a culmination of what's gone before. So that's the past. Your future is what you do now. And if you can use that infinite power of your intention to create the very best version of yourself in this moment and open yourself up to that, then really you're opening yourself up. It's like, you know, it's like oysters for the rest of your life. What if you like oysters, that is. But it's just being that, for me, it's being that loving, kind self, and being of service, you know, asking, how can I best serve? And then, as always, as we've spoken about in many previous weeks as well, it's then listening. After you've connected to it, you've stated your intentions. It's about listening to those answers and just being open to what's going to take place, rather than pigeonholing how you want something to be.
Yeah, good point. And, you know, another way for setting intentions that I often use is, most recently, I had what I thought could be a very difficult phone call to make. I'm not going to go into the logistics, but I just thought, oh, this is going to be really difficult. And I realized I was putting it off, and I thought, no, set an intention for that phone call to go really well, to be really loving, to be really kind, that I can reach out to that person and be supportive and let them know we're here. And I set that intention. And when I made the call, you know, I thought it was going to be, because somebody had lost somebody very close to them, and I thought it was going to be full of grief. We had that little bit of depth, that compassion, but we actually did laugh. And I just thought that was so nice. And I thought, yes, that energy preceded me. I set up that intention. So it doesn't always have to be like we said about things. It can be, what do I want to take into my day today? Or what am I going to focus on today? Things that make me happy, things that bring me joy. And I've got Paul, he always makes me laugh. Well, so it's, maybe most of the time. But setting that intention, you know, if you know you've got a difficult conversation to make, a difficult meeting, a difficult call, just acknowledge your anxiety or your whatever it is, whether it's frustration or anxiety, you know, or you're trying to avoid it, which is what we sometimes do. We all do it. And just think, no, connect within, connect to that heart or your soul, and just have a few quiet moments and think how you would like that call to go. Not exactly, don't attach to it, but you want it to go well. You want it to go happily. You want it to go smoothly. You want it to have the best outcome. And if you do these little things, you're going to see such a considerable change in your life. And that then, to me, that then makes you feel more relaxed, because you know that you can influence things in a positive and a loving way, not just for yourself, but, you know, for the world, for others involved, for your family, for your friends, and even for your community and globally.
Yeah, I think so. And it's utilizing all of those skills, but with ease, rather than forcing something. Because the moment we start to force things, then we're creating a tension within ourselves, and that actually stops the flow of life, of the flow of energy coming through what we're doing. And often that can cause the bottlenecks that we experience in life. So if we can just be at ease with life itself, but primarily starting off by being at ease with ourselves, by being relaxed, by not attaching to the outcome of something, and just allowing life to unfold, knowing that we're staying in the energy of our truth, of our true being, and that infinite potentiality there.
I know many moons ago, that's another good place to set your intentions, with a full moon or a new moon, well, I remember. But you know, I remember hearing the description, I think it was possibly a Buddhist teaching, that to remember that, you know, the blue sky and the sun is always there, but our doubts are like the clouds going across the sky. They obscure the sunlight. They dilute that powerful energy coming through, that light. But when the clouds clear and we can clear those doubts from our mind, then we have a much stronger focus. And it, you know, there's going to be times when we're not always happy, we're not always positive, we're living in a physical world. But value any anxieties you have, listen to them, and that's a time to intend to be gentler with yourself, to be kinder with yourself. And maybe, you know, I could see some friends listening that we were talking about this the other day. Plan a day of fun, you know, intend that. We intend a lot at weekends, don't we? We're going to have a fun day, whatever's been going on. We're going to get out, we're going to let go, we're going to focus on fun, we're going to focus on the wildlife around us, the beautiful environment we live in. But, you know, the blue sky's always there. It's just the clouds passing through. And that's like your mind, your doubts and your you know, your limiting thoughts or your limiting beliefs are like those clouds. And sometimes you just give yourself that time. Give yourself, value your time to allow that energy to just move through and clear. You know, and sometimes you might want to intend, I need to give myself more love. I need to have some time out for myself. I need to have that self-care. It is vital, particularly with what's going on at the moment.
Yeah. And what you're saying also reminds me of, I don't know how many of you have seen in real life yourselves, or you've seen photographs of it, where you've seen a plant, a flower or a tree growing out of something where it shouldn't be growing, maybe growing out of some rocks or a small crack in the rocks or somewhere. And when we were preparing for this show, I was that came to my mind, and I thought to myself, yeah, things do, if we have things in the right way, if we cultivate it, it's in the right environment, it can be a lot more supportive. But if we can be like those seeds of a tree, a plant, or a flower, those seeds have the blueprint of what they are. There's no doubt, there's no questioning.
Hold it within.
Yeah, there's no clouds obscuring the blue sky.
No.
It's just this blueprint and this complete acceptance and knowing that that is what they are and that is what they want to grow into. Yeah. And so that is why, even in those places where they shouldn't grow, sometimes they grow, because that is really instilled within them. There's no questioning within it. And it's, that's real knowing. And actually I'd forgotten about that. And that kind of really brought a warmth to me, and thinking, anything and everything is possible. You know, we only have to just allow ourselves and open ourselves up to that intention in allowing it to take place.
Yeah. And I triggered when Paul said, you know, that plant, flower, tree knows what it's here to do. It's in the blueprint. I just thought, and on a deep soul level, we all know why we're here. I felt a bit emotional that we are at our core pure love. We are spirit, we have a soul, and we are here to grow and express that love, to expand our awareness, to expand our consciousness. You know, consciousness, existence, awareness, and source, they are all the same thing. They are all being. And when we are in tune with that being, and we trust and we intend to express that love, that compassion, that joy, and that freedom from our true self, then we are more energized, we are more conscious, and this has that ripple effect in the world around us, you know. And as well as our own personal intentions, you know, last night it was really beautiful. Paul and I joined a phone-in group meditation for peace, and there was over, I think there was nearly 160 people. And you know, that's a powerful thing, to set an intention. We're then not only affecting our own lives, but we're affecting that collective consciousness. We're helping raise the frequency of the planet, to raise that frequency of humanity. And that is the real intention, without a doubt, that your soul came here to express and to have that purpose to do.
And everything begins with us. Everything begins with ourselves, but with a kindness and a self-love and an understanding. So, you know, your expectancy determines the outcome. So don't be attached to outcomes. Think of the best thing that you would like to do in the day or in your life or further down the road, long term. Detach from the outcome, and remember that inherent in your intentions are the components, the mechanics to fulfill those intentions. And as Paul said, you know, with that plant, with the tree and flower,
it's inherent within us, and it's inherent in your soul. You know why you came here. And the more in tune we are with our soulful intentions, the better we feel, the better our life goes, the more we're raising our consciousness, the better we feel. You know, I never feel as much joy as when I'm with other people that are on a similar wavelength, or that, you know, we're helping someone, we're being of service. This just gives Paul and I such a buzz. So I don't know if Paul wants to say a little bit more before we head over to our soul sister, Christina. I can see is there waiting.
Just asking Christine to unmute herself.
Okay. So I'm going to introduce you now. This is my soul sister, Christine. Sarah, you'll be pleased to know she's an animal lover like we are. She's got goats, cats, dogs, chickens, lots of things. Hummingbirds. Hi, Christine.
Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
It's the 10th of January. Happy New Year to everybody. Happy 2021. So I love listening to everything that you said, both of you, Caroline and Paul. I am totally in absolute agreement about, like, what you said. You know, intentions really aren't about actions or results. They're more about being in the present moment. Absolutely. And I know for me, the reason I set intentions is that they help to make me conscious of what I seek to create in my life. So instead of living life through a subconscious set of societal and ancestral programming, you know, we all know we have those behaviors, and we know we're not aware of most of them. But if we try our best to try to become aware of those things, you know, that will help reveal those areas that kind of interfere with our best intentions sometimes. Yes. But that's what intentions are really helpful for me for, because they just help me set that space consciously of what I am choosing to create instead of accidentally create. But here's the funny thing. When I was preparing the post for the Facebook page last week, I was just looking for some ideas and quotes. And I just wanted to share this because I actually think this is kind of funny. So I'm going to share this with you, and then I want you all just think about it for a minute, and then I'm going to make a comment. All right. So this is the quote I found. It is not intentions that matter. It's actions. We are what we do and say, not what we intend to do. And I don't know about you, but I absolutely positively do not agree with that statement at all.
No, I was just thinking that. I was thinking, oh no, what do I say?
I was tricking you.
Where's she going with this one?
But that thinking, it's horrible. And you know what comes to mind? Like, I think in society, we are so action oriented, and we are all perception oriented. And that everything we've learned to do in our life has nothing to do with doing it doesn't have to do with coming from the right place. It has everything to do with looking the right way. And I am going to tell you a little story. When I was really young, I think I was in kindergarten. And one of the few memories I have from way back, and I did something to another kid in class, and I don't even remember what it was, but all I know is that the teacher took me aside and brought that other little kid to the side and took us into the back of the room and said, all right, now, Christine, you did not do the right thing. You need to apologize to Cindy, or Cindy Lou, whoever she was. And at that age, I did not know what the word apologize meant. All right. Later, I figured out, oh, she meant I'm sorry. Right. But I didn't know apologize. So I didn't know what to do. So all I did was say, I apologize. But I had nothing behind it because I didn't know what I was saying or why I was supposed to say it. But society appreciates and acknowledges and rewards action. Now, what good did my apology do if I wasn't really sorry? My intention was not to be sorry. My intention was to do the right thing and look good to my teacher. Yeah. So that's why that quote kind of makes me want to stick my tongue out, because it is intentions that matter more than actions. Yeah. And I think the second reason that that's really important is because sometimes we have a tendency to judge people when their actions don't look like what we think they should look like. And I think that that's when we really, really need to remember our own intentions, that intentions come from inside, and it's the intention that sets the energetic precedent.
Yeah.
And that's what moves forward more so than the action. Because imagine someone that is generous, right? And they give away a lot of money. But the reason they give away a lot of money is just so that they look really good to society. And it's not even that they like giving away money. And it's not even like they appreciate the cause, but they just want to look good on TV and be, you know, look like the person who's really generous and really cares about causes. So that's just a really, you know, exaggerated, you know, example.
Yeah, but so true.
That's why, to me, through my spiritual journey, I've really learned that intention is everything. So that's why the last thing that I wanted to share is that I've sort of created my own little phrases where there's a huge difference between diluted intentions and aligned intentions. Our diluted intentions are usually those ones where we set them based on how we look to others or based on how we think we want to achieve something in life. So that's an intention that usually comes from the ego side of us, right? The part of us that it isn't in alignment with divinity.
No.
But when we are truly in line with our true selves and our true purpose and who we really are, and we don't worry about what other people think about us because we know we're true on the inside, those are the aligned intentions. Those are our intentions that are in alignment with who we are and how we want to present our energetic presence and have that energy move forward into the world. So when I think about the intentions that I set, just like you guys were saying, when it comes to focusing on what you want to be in the present moment versus what goals you want to achieve, the types of questions that I like to ask myself when I'm setting intentions are, what do I value? Or what are my priorities? What feeds my inspiration or my creativity? Or it's just simply, how do I want to experience today? So that is how I start as my platform when I set my intentions, because mine are something to the effect that my intention today is to be at peace and go with energetic flow and not fight the force of good that is pulling me through life. And, you know, you say that over and over, and I have to do that with myself because I tend to be sort of a, you know, type A personality that wants to push through and get things done. So my intentions are almost like affirmations for me. They're just ways to help me turn back into, don't worry about how you look to others and don't worry about being this super achiever. Just turn it into yourself and be the person that you really, really know that you already are today. So that's my tips and thoughts on it.
Beautiful. That's really, really just in alignment. I mean, we didn't even have a run through or anything, did we? And it's really in alignment with, you know, with each other. And I like that thing, you know, I think we do have to sometimes have this self-inquiry, like this self-reflection of what, especially if things have perhaps gone a little bit pear-shaped, what were my intentions? What was I taking into that? You know, and and one of the things I've got written down here was, I feel that, you know, choose kindness over being right, because some people could get into such arguments and frustration over, you know, and I think at the end of the day, sometimes you've got to think, does that really matter? You know, I've heard grown adults saying something to a child that I thought, God, that was really unkind. Did it really matter? You know, somebody said, I'm not going to, you know, let them win. But I think, well, you know, just be true to yourself. Just sometimes we do have to question our intentions, and that makes us a better person, doesn't it? That brings out the better side of us, and it helps us to take that better side of us out into the world, you know.
I mean, kindness is a wonderful gift to portray to the world, but kindness not to get something back, but just to be kind. That is another point I was going to make. You know, some people think, you know, they do something, or they're asked to do something, and they might think, well,
you know, what's in it for me? But I tend to think, what can I give to this? How can I be of service? How can I make a difference? And when we turn to those intentions, again, we become more purposeful, and we're raising our frequency, our vibration, and just making a better lives, you know, a better life and a better state of mind that leads to for ourselves, doesn't it? Yeah, nobody's perfect, you know. We all make mistakes along the way, but
that's why we're here. We're here to learn. We're here to experience, and we're here to then let go of what's gone before and to allow ourselves to expand into something more.
Yeah. So, Christine, great as ever, amazing.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. I am going to catch up with Christine soon. I said to her, I'm going to come over and help her out with those goats. I need my animal fix. So we'll speak soon. Thank you so much. Give our love to the goats and your dad and everybody over there, the dogs, cats and chickens. And thank you so much. Yeah. So, yeah, I think when you know, question yourself and tap more in to that deeper level within yourself, then you know, your intentions are far clearer and far better. And at the end of the day, our ultimate aim for all of us is to feel good. And when we feel good about our intentions, you know, it has that that building effect, that effect building more trust, because when we are intentional, we are more focused, we do have more purpose. And in my mind, that then leads to you having less anxiety and less stress, because you're focused on something more positive or more loving or more productive.
And you're allowing it to take place within you.
Yeah, and accepting uncertainty, because that is so important. You know, as I said earlier, you know, a lot of things are uncertain at the moment, but that's where possibilities lie. That's where new things lie. In the uncertainty, that's where creation lies, where creativity lies. So, you know, if you're feeling a little bit anxious or a little bit uncertain, just acknowledge it and be okay with that.
Yeah.
So, okay. So we're going to move over to tips and techniques, or just to review what we've done.
Yeah.
And I'm going to hand you back to Paulie.
Okay. I'm going to put my glasses on because time's getting short and I sometimes have a tendency to waffle. So I don't want that to take place. So I shall just keep to my notes.
You will intentionally.
Okay. And I think the first thing really is the first thing you've got to do is to connect to that, the power of that intention. People say, well, how do I do that? And you do that by getting in touch with your true self, your soul, your spirit, through making some quiet time for yourself. And you're making that quiet time either through meditation or just by being still. And then allowing yourself to then quieten your mind, you know, to let all of those busy everyday thoughts just drift away.
Let those clouds drift across the blue sky.
and if a thought comes in, rather than holding on to it and then working with it and blowing it all up, just let it go.
Breathe.
Let it go. And then when you get to that point of stillness, you can then start to ask yourself some questions, but ask yourself some opening questions.
Yeah.
And for me, asking yourself something like, who am I? What do I want? Or how can I best serve? And they're very opening questions, and your soul always wants the very best for you. And your soul, in that power, with that intention and that creativity, knows what is best for you. And in that quiet moment where you've aligned, as Christine was talking about, it's about having that aligned intention. You start to open up those infinite possibilities, and then letting go of the outcome, and then just connecting to something joyful within yourself. And then maybe even just, you know, to give yourself a few little tips is to, if you're struggling with some of the questions, think of somebody that you really admire and ask yourself, what qualities do they have within themselves that you really admire, that you really love and respect them for? And acknowledge that you have those same qualities within yourself. And then after you've made that still time,
because you wouldn't have acknowledged those qualities in them if you didn't already have them inherent within.
And then when you've made that quiet time, you've stilled your mind, then allow yourself to connect to those qualities by asking yourself, what would it feel like to be full of kindness? What would it feel like to feel full of love? And then in asking that question, your whole body starts, and your mind, it starts to connect all the dots in place, and it connects to the energy of the universe. And it then starts to create those energy and those experiences that will then portray that to you.
Brilliant. I'm gonna shorten my tips and techniques even more, but the first thing I wanted to say was set your daily intentions. As soon as you wake up in the morning, just even think to yourself, this is a new day. I am going to be the best I can be today. I'm going to look for things that make me happy. I'm going to look for things that I can appreciate in life. I'm going to focus on the loving things, on the people that I have in my life that I really appreciate. It might be children, grandchildren, a partner, animals, the beauty. I mean, Mother Nature. She never ceases to amaze. So focus on the good things, and then intend to take that good positive energy into your day. And I guarantee you, your day will run far more smoothly with that positive intention, shifting from what's going on in the world. So shift that to the things that you feel appreciation for, you feel gratitude, you know, things that make you laugh. Even you could set your intention to something like, today I am going to be more aware of what I truly am, and I'm going to listen within to my soul's guidance, because that influence from your soul is always clear and always calm. And one more thing I might say, another intention you could set is, today I am going to remain calm and joyful whatever turns up. Because by doing that, you know, we're all going to have challenges in life, but you're coming from a place of greater receptivity, of greater openness, rather than being so fixed in your ideas and being defensive and cross at everything. So just be open to yourself, be open to the universe, and feel you're going to resonate with more peace and love everywhere you go.
Yeah, definitely.
So,
and I just wanted to say, and to remember that your creative power is in the now. It's always in the now. And it's your intentions and your intentions is at the heart of connecting to that creative power. So just bear that in mind, and then just allow yourself to be creative, to be purposefully I was going to say intentive.
Yeah,
but
that's a new one.
Yeah,
intentive.
I'll put that in the diary.
Yeah.
Okay.
So thank you so much for joining us. We get such a feeling of your energy when you're with us, even though we're thousands of miles apart. Some of us might be just in Sarasota in Florida, where the live lounge is coming from. I forgot to say that. But thank you so much. We hope you've learned a little something. You've enjoyed the show. We have really enjoyed being with you. The next show will be on February the 17th. So the third Wednesday of the month. You will get a reminder, but February the 17th. And as I said, if you want to check out some visualizations or meditations, timeless teachings, go over to our YouTube channel.
And Paul, just really want to say that if you would like to make a donation to help support what we're doing and keep things running, so we can spread this news of love and expansiveness,
positivity,
and positivity, and start to make the changes from ourselves one step at a time. Then head over to our website, and there'll be a donation page there. But I'd also like to say a really, really big thank you to everyone who has donated or made a donation. Really, really appreciate it. So thank you.
Thank you so much. So wishing you a beautiful time setting your intentions. You can let us know, you know, if you do rewatch the video on YouTube, please comment below. You know, it really makes a difference to us. You know, like the video, share it with people, you know, but leave a comment. We really enjoy reading your comments. That'd be great. But from now, we're wishing you a beautiful time setting your intentions. Thank you for sharing your valuable time with us. We really appreciate it. Be mindful, be loving, be happy, be safe. And we're sending you lots of love from our heart to wherever you are, all across the globe. Have a beautiful day. Sending you lots of love. And from the Soul Crew, bye for now. Mwah. Love you.
Loves everybody. And take great care of yourselves.